These are all tools you used to use, eh?
Yep, that's a mallet for driving in steaks. They didn't bruise it or anything. And they also use those at the fairs if you want to ring the bell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that there is a bracing bit for drilling holes.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad it didn't have the palm,
The palm
thing on.
What's that?
Oh, that's a nipper for doing your ears.
Cattle.
Yeah, years ago before they put tags in them,
Yep.
they would go chunk in the cow's ear. Which it hurt like hell, I would think.
Yeah, I
But
think our animal rights people will be all over that one today.
To put a nip in the...
And that would define the measure, by where you put it, that would define the measure of cattle.
Likely branded to you, like, or...
Yeah.
And this here's another version of your drill. It was known as a breast drill. You can get it up into here and you can crank away. Well, that one there, you had to use your palm like this and go like that.
Yeah.
And this here is a sheep shears. And we also used to get our hair cut with these two.
Oh, sure.
And then they come out with electric ones, but they kind of nullified these ones. And this here is a stamp for decorating wood. You had your paints or stains or whatever you had. Then you would dip it in the thing like that, and then you went up to whatever you were decorating, and you'd roll it on the wood. It was a tedious thing, because you know, you get the patterns looking the same. That's,
you get the
there was different
wood grain.
Yeah, different varieties of these things. Well, that's one Jones. Jones owns that one.
Yeah, everybody's got their name on these, so they go back, eh?
Yeah. And these here are buggy wrenches. This here took the hubcap off so you get into the bearing.
Yep.
And this fitted other nuts on the thing.
An essential part.
Yeah. And this here looks like a plow wrench, I would think, which was quite stamped out. There was fit different parts, like your old walking plow or something, if you wanted to tighten up the stay rods on them.
For sure.
And that there,
Another
could
type
use
of
as a wrench for
something, yeah.
As us mechanics working in the garages, we make those farmer's nuts.
Oh,
They were
square.
square. And this here is a crank for, this one here is for the early V8s. They only have half of it. This is only half of it. There should be another chunk to this that's about this long that has a square end on that. And the reason for that, you could not get the full thing in the crank hole for the bumper.
Oh, yeah.
So you had to put this part in first, then you put this on it, and you cranked it like
past
that.
the bumper then.
Yeah, and then when the car started, it would kick it out a bit like that, and then you'd take this off and then pull this out.
There you go.
And it also turned the wheel nuts.
I was going to say, that's a socket too,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So. Universal tool.
Yeah. And this here is another version of the wheel wrench. And somebody has put those in there that it's not meant for that.
No.
That is torch tips. What went on here was your chrome valve covers going back in your old, they looked like that. But that's what that was for, was to hold those chrome things when you were changing the
So you didn't
nuts.
lose
Instead
that.
of putting it on the ground and giving it a kick and losing it, you stuck it in there and then you done your, put it on. And this is when the nuts were around the rim, not in the hub. And that's, and whoever owns this, I could maybe give them if they want the no name on it. If you know who owns that, if you tell them to get a hold of me, and I'll give them the two dinguses that fits in there.
Okay, I'll mention it to the ladies going to tear it apart.
Years ago, the long stem in the thing, then they had this covering going over it.